Academy of Art University's Urban Nights update is next. Coming up, the movie that's setting box office records.
The gamer controversy over the use of an Xbox keyboard and mouse. The end of a special
for the men's basketball team here at ArtU.
And the fried food that's hot in San Francisco will take you to the corn dog event. All that and more next on Urban Nights Update.
Thanks for joining us here at Academy of Art University's Urban Nights Update. I'm Nikki Ma with Athena Smith. Here's what's happening. President Trump is considering the NRA and abandoning his earlier promise on gun control. Apparently, it's because of a lack of political support for raising the age limit to purchase weapons. That's even though the state of Florida passed legislation to do just that late last week, raising the age from 18 to 21 after meeting with students from Parkland High School. He has said he would support some the gun control. Now that is coming in form of proposal to train an armed teacher in classroom.
For the first time in history, the President of the United States has agreed to meet with the current leader of North Korea, Kim Jong-un. The meeting between President Trump and Kim Jong-un is expected to happen by the end of May. A huge success is already coming from the agreements of the meeting. Kim Jong-un has now committed to stop nuclear testing and missile testing. However, not everyone is ecstatic about the meeting. Some officials feel that there is significant risk for Trump with the meeting. Typically, there are some preconditions in place. However, so far the Trump administration has not laid those out.
Continuing on President Trump's travel plan, the president will be visiting Southern California Tuesday on his first trip since he took the Oval Office. Trump is scheduled to tour multiple prototypes of his highly debated border wall. However, California Governor Jerry Brown feels the president should be focusing on more important things in California. Brown states, "In California, we are focusing on bridges, not walls. In the Central Valley, more than a dozen bridges and viaducts are being built on the nation's first high-speed rail lines." President Trump's office has yet to respond to the remark made by Governor Brown.
Stormy Daniels is a porn star who is offering to give back $130,000 in which she was paid to keep quiet by President Trump's lawyers. She claimed she had an affair with President Trump that started in 2006, shortly after his wife gave birth. This offer that was made towards Trump puts him in a position where if he accepts the offer, everything could come out. But if he doesn't, then people will assume he is covering it up. Capitol Hill's workplace discrimination rules are getting closer to being rewritten. While the House has advanced some of the proposed reforms, the Senate has struggled to take action, leaving broader harassment policies unaddressed. This past week, they've been working on doubling the amount of time their employees would be given to file a harassment claim. And most importantly, the House bill will make lawmakers found personally liable for harassment to repay the cost of settlements out of pocket instead of using taxpayer money.
2018 is shaping up to be a year that women across the country can celebrate. With more coverage on the matter, we take you to Manuel Solis.
In San Francisco, women are represented in higher positions and often more respected than most other places around the world. With women in CEO positions, department directors at local universities, to competing for office of the mayor, the spotlight of San Francisco often shines brightly on women.
I was able to go to public schools, I went to UC Davis, I graduated, and I came back to work in the community that I love.
In fact, both the former and current mayors of San Francisco are trying to enact a law that aims to narrow the wage gap between both men and women. Local program director Janya Nahara also weighed in on inclusion.
I'm going to take the two words that Frances McDormand, the Best Actress winner, said. And she said two words: inclusion rider. And that's a rider with an R-Y-D-E-R. And that means if she can get that into contracts, if any woman can get that into a contract, that means they want inclusion. That means they have to have maybe 10 women to act as production assistants and 10 of those women must be of diversity.
Though women have come a long way since being able to vote in 1920, much ground is yet to be covered until the standards of equality between genders is met. I met with a local celebrity, Maxie McCoy, to get her thoughts on how men can better support women in the workforce.
Men need to hold space for women, for women's ideas, for their initiatives. That is really what we need at this time and space, is for them to really listen. And to create the safe space for them to be able to learn, and for women's voices to be able to rise up in their ideas too.
Though we continue to move forward towards equality as a nation, San Francisco will try its best to lead the way in equal rights for all. In San Francisco, I'm Manuel Solis with your Urban Nights Update.
Woman. Let's join Manny Solis, who's leading our roundtable.
Hello and welcome to this week's Roundtable. This week's guest is Nicole Lauer, Danny Black, and Dante Williams. With that said, let's go right into our first question. With women only making 79 cents to their male counterparts nationwide, what can women continue to do to put the pressure on society to close that wage gap?
I think you've been seeing great strides in the military with the women in the military. They're now doing jobs that were specifically to males before. They're doing special ops.
Right.
So I think if women can kind of continue that into the civilian force when they get out of the military, then that's going to start putting the pressure on the men. You have women that are willing to do these same jobs as you. So having that pressure there is obviously going to help to increase the pay back up.
Danny?
I think even in the field of big business, there's a lot of female CEOs that are coming into play. A lot of people who are in really important roles are even pushing for diversity hires.
I agree.
For more female counterparts to the male workers. I think this could definitely be a step in the right direction.
Good answer.
As to closing that wage gap.
Dante?
I definitely have to agree with Nicole. I say if there's women out there that's willing to do the same job as men, or even sometimes do more than men, then they either deserve to be paid the same, or even in certain circumstances, they deserve to be paid more.
Great
if they're
answers.
willing to go the extra mile.
Great answers, everyone. My second question is, what can men better do in the workforce to better support women?
I think when you're talking in the civilian workforce, sometimes men kind of get their buddies in there. And I think that if you're the hiring person, or you're the one who's making recommendations for who needs to be in that job, put who truly belongs, whether that's a woman or not. Don't just put your buddies into the position because you're trying to keep it a men-only club.
I like that. Danny?
I think just having more opportunities for basically anyone, regardless of gender, in higher positions, higher roles, not just sticking to the same trope of, oh, we're going to have this important person fill in this important role. Definitely give more opportunity to everyone fairly, especially females in the workforce. I think that could also go a long way in helping close that wage gap.
That's a good answer. I like that. Dante?
I would say men need to be more, they need to listen more to women. I think women have a lot of great ideas in the workforce, but they seem to be overseen because of a masculine role that us men like to take. We don't like to listen sometimes. So I think just having an open ear to their ideas will make it a lot better.
It's good answers, everyone. My last question to y'all is, with many influential women in history, what is one influential woman who has helped you develop into a better person?
So I have a few that come to mind. Recently, Kate Middleton. She's setting the bar for us women with, she broke that mold. She's breaking the mold. Ruby Bridges, she was another amazing woman, but someone who specifically sticks out to me, Eleanor Roosevelt. She was the founder of, paving this way for women in society.
Right.
And she's an awesome role model.
Your thoughts, Danny?
I'm definitely a huge fan of, I know Emma Watson's been really advocating for
she campaign, yeah.
Exactly, and she speaks to a really outspoken community in the in the UK, and I feel like that's something that hasn't necessarily always had the best representation in the past. So I feel like her coming forward and being the face of this movement is a really great thing.
Dante?
There's also a few that come to my mind, but there's adjusted off the top of my head, Michelle Obama, Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
But I would say one that I really particularly like would have to be Ellen DeGeneres.
Ellen DeGeneres,
Yes.
why? Why is that?
Love her.
I love her energy. She's always so giving. She's always so happy, and that's how I'm trying to be now. Like, sometimes people would always tell me I look angry or I look upset. I figure that if I walk around with a smile on my face, it'll literally make me happy.
That
So-
answer put a smile on my face. Thank you so much for that. Everyone, thank you for your thoughts and opinions. I'm Manuel Solis, and thank you for joining us for this week's Roundtable.
Haley Alvarez is on track to become the first female general management in Major League Basketball history. Alvarez graduated in 2015. The Oakland Athletics gave her an internship and were so impressed that they sponsored her for scout school. With her determination and knowledge of the game, the A's hired her as scouting coordinator. This year, she will experience pro scouting and assign 2 teams to cover in short season Class A Northwest League.
The worldwide success of Black Panther has broken box office records. Disney Studios announced on March 10th that the movie has passed the $1 billion mark in the global box office sales. Black Panther has now joined an elite club to have passed the $1 billion mark, which includes The Avengers Age of Ultron, Iron Man 3, and Captain America Civil War. Black Panther has already surpassed The Dark Knight in sales, making it the #2 superhero release of all time. Black Panther is causing a lot of pride to the African American community. Manuel Solis was busy last month as he took a look at the impact of the film and the significance of Black History Month.
In February across our nation, many celebrate the month that recognizes African Americans. At the Yerba Buena Gardens, a monument was built in remembrance of the struggles African Americans had to endure during the Civil Rights Movement and the hope that past leaders gave our nation during those troubled times. Leaders like Frederick Douglass, Martin Luther King Jr.,
to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together.
and President Obama.
I believe that America is a constant work in progress.
I took time to sit down with an influential athlete at the Academy of Art University on her thoughts of Black History Month.
You know, Black people, we've came a long way in history because, you know, you have great basketball players like Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, you have Scottie Pippen, it's like many others, and then you have your women like Lisa Leslie, you have Maya Moore, you have Odyssey Sims.
As great African Americans in the past paved the way to our current generations, a new figure of hope is currently in theaters. His name, Black Panther.
The film has generated over $704 million in the box office. But what's more important is the influence it's having in the youth.
To me, Black Panther is cool. I don't want people to get too much overhyped about it, but Black Panther is really good for the Black community. It kind of shows that there's more Black people in different type of movies. Usually we're in like hood dramas or very sad movies, so it's cool to see Black people in superhero movies and be the protagonist in a superhero movie.
As this month comes to a close, we'll continue to live the legacy that past African American leaders left for us. In San Francisco, I'm Manuel Solis with your Urban Nights Update.
A teacher in Jacksonville, Florida faces suspension after using multiple racist remarks towards African Americans. Students claim it happened at Kernan Middle School and that teacher made remarks that including using the N-word and discouraging women from dating African American men. When confronted by students, the teacher said he would never say that, but if he did, he is sorry. The Obamas are in the process of taking Netflix about a new series. The New York Times reports their show will cover topics around the world such as healthcare, voting rights, immigration, foreign policy, and climate change. If a deal is reached, it would be the latest coup of Netflix, but when a Netflix spokesman was questioned about it, he apparently declined to comment according to the Times report.
Bay Area commuters will no longer have to ride in the dark ages. Bay Area Rapid Transit and Caltrain are currently negotiating the installment of Wi-Fi on all of their vehicles and stations. But according to BART's chief information officer, such an undertaking wouldn't be implemented on a large scale until 2022. Nevertheless, this change could revolutionize the way Bay Area commuters go about their travel and hopefully impact public transportation as a whole. The device known as Alexa, which is made by Amazon, is known for assisting when asked a question. Well, Alexa has reportedly been caught laughing at its owners. Yes, you heard that right. A device was caught laughing at its owners, causing fright and confusion to the device owners. Amazon has stated that the laughing occurs when the device mistakenly hears the words Alexa laugh. A good sign of relief to those now that the problem has been solved.
Motorola has laid off half of its Chicago engineering team, saying they are keeping the Chicago office open but need to make cuts. It is not clear why it has made the cuts, but it is continuing with production of the new Moto Z. A new app called In Real Life, or IRL, is becoming popular among teenagers. It allows users to send and receive invitations to activities such as group workouts, movie dates, or outdoor hangouts. But the big difference between IRL and other apps is that it connects users to people already in their phone contact list. Apparently, it has also encouraged people to do more social events together, emphasizing social instead of just being cyber interaction. A leak from Microsoft Poland talks about a possible new updates for Xbox that's causing gamers to argue. I've talked to some gamers to find out what's going on. Microsoft is currently working on an update which allows Xbox One, One S, and One X to have keyboard and mouse support. This information has been tightly sealed for a while, but recently Microsoft Poland has a new work in progress feature leak. The topic of using a controller versus keyboard and mouse has been a controversial topic because this change will affect FPS, first-person shooting games the most. Gamers such as Michael and Kevin thinks there will be a big difference when it comes to the gaming mechanic.
Controllers have a set sensitivity, whereas with mouses, you can track the mouse a little bit slower, or you can go faster depending on how fast you want to turn around or something.
The ability of keyboard and mouse gives you the ability to flick a lot easier, so you can make really quick movements that are extremely hard with a controller and sometimes borderline impossible.
A controller, while it does have a certain amount of buttons and you have a lot of options, I think that a keyboard has a lot more options if you wanted to set a key to do one thing, another key to another. So yeah, I think they do have the advantage.
Jeff Kaplan, director of the popular shooter game Overwatch, says Blizzard are against the idea because it will ruin the player's experience and have expressed their concern to both Sony and Microsoft. While some may be against the idea of combining the PC mechanic to consoles, others think this will not make a big difference.
I don't think it really matters because console players have always stuck with controllers. The addition of a keyboard and a mouse, anyone can really go to a store and get that for $10.
If they're offering it and you can use it, anyone can. It's not going to be like, oh, I can't, if you can't afford it, that's something, but everyone can use it,
Although there is no confirmation on when will this update come, but when it happens, it will change the gaming experience for all the Xbox players. In Fremont, I'm Nikki Ma for Urban Nights Update. If the rumor is true, this update can mean other consoles will be adopting this feature as well.
March Madness is back, which means everyone will be filling out their brackets in attempts to win some money. Billionaire investor Warren Buffett is upping the stakes for approximately 100,000 Berkshire Hathaway employees. The price is $100,000 to the employee whose bracket stays perfect for the longest time and $1 million to the employee who guesses every team that will make the Sweet 16. But wait, there's more. He will double up the price if either of the two Nebraska colleges wins the entire tournament. It's a long shot, but it can definitely change any of their lives if they win. Academy of Art men's basketball team made school history this year, but they seem to be seeking for more. The season may be over now, but the memories are still alive.
Academy of Art University started their athletics program 10 years ago. Some of their sports teams have struggled thus far, but it's a different type of year for men's basketball. With just 3 games left, they have an opportunity to make the playoffs for the first time in school history. Senior guard Uchenna Okaneme spoke briefly about the excitement and confidence the team has.
It's a great feeling. We're young, but we're still fighting. I think that we're hungry to get in, so we have to win our last 2 games. I think we can do it.
The first of those 3 games came against Hawaii Pacific University, a team that was ranked top 10 the year before. Both teams came out hot, but HPU prevailed in the first half. In the second half, it was the Academy of Art fighting back from a 10-point deficit. But when the game got close, HPU scored with under a minute left to go up by 1. But Academy showed some fight, scoring a layup to take the lead. HPU had one last shot to win this game. Following a big week and an even bigger week coming up, assistant coach Amir Shamsuddin tells us how excited and focused the team can be.
It was a big win Monday. I think our momentum and the importance and the chance that we have to make the conference tournament, it's self-explanatory itself. You know, we have a purpose, and we already set the record for the most wins in program history. So the goal now is to keep going and keep making more history.
They lost their next game in a heartbreaking manner, leaving it to their last game to determine their playoff future.
The Knights won their last game in double overtime and the last-second shot. Unfortunately, the Knights fell short of the playoffs by losing on a tiebreaker to Chaminade University of Honolulu. From the court to the track, Christian Carter updates us on what happened at the Division II National Track Meet.
What's up, everyone? It was a big weekend for the Urban Knights as the track team competed for the Division II National Championship in Pittsburgh, Kansas. Day 1 compiled of Balade Ajamale advancing to both finals of the 60 and 200 meter dash. Mashane Ricketts finished 4th after a very competitive long jump battle. Shay Graham also competed in the 400 meter dash but did not qualify for finals. Marianne Persigny finished 9th in both her events but unfortunately did not make it to the finals as she fell short from that final 8th position. Day 2 compiled of all finals events. Even though the Urban Knights struggled in both days, the captain, Balade Ajamale, put the team on his back after winning the 60-meter dash for the 3rd year in a row.
I felt confident going in, knowing that I had the fastest time in the nation. I was a little tired, not going to lie, but at the end of the day, I knew if I executed and ran the way I've been trained to run and the way I've been doing all year, I'd be fine.
Look, 660, identical to what he had ran.
The 60-meter dash was just a preview of what was yet to come. Balade Ajamale also won the 200-meter dash with a blazing time of 20.96. This win locked in his 6th national championship.
Goodwin, Parker, Ajamale, and Pringle.
I was a little more fatigued for sure. I just thought, same thing as the 60, just perform the way I've been performing all year. I'd do great. I was the record holder coming into the race, and there was a little bit of pressure on that, but I just thought to myself, hey, it's just another race. That's what I've been taught all year. It's just another race. So go out there, execute, and most importantly, have fun. And I came out with the win, and I'm a 6-time NCAA champion.
Ajamale, 2091. Pringle, 2096.
The men's team finished 8th overall, scoring a total of 25 points. The women's team finished tied for 20th, as the women's distance medley relay managed to get 1 point on the board. The Urban Knights began the outdoor season 2 weeks ago at Stanislaus State. Now that the big guns are back from nationals, you can catch them in Sacramento State, where they plan to open up in their individual events and qualify for the Division II Outdoor National Championship. The national meet will be held in North Carolina at Johnson C. Smith University. That's all for sports this week. I'm Christian Carter. Tune in next time for the latest on Urban Knights sports.
Thanks, Christian. Now for a change of pace, let's join Elle Martinez for the latest on the entertainment front.
Hi, everybody. In a property court battle between a group of nuns and singer-songwriter Katy Perry, one of the nuns fell to the ground and died. The 89-year-old nun was getting ready to dispute why the star couldn't buy their former convent, saying that it wasn't appropriate and that it is Holy Land. The cause of death has still not been determined, and the trial has been pushed to next month. In other news, Jay-Z starts his new On the Run 2 tour June 6th. It's just been determined that Queen Bee herself will be joining her husband for the entire tour. They will be hitting the UK first and will be coming to the United States July 30th. Although the media has shown the couple's downfall, Jay-Z opens up about the couple's relationship in an interview with CNN.
Well, it's my soulmate. It's the person I love, you know. And you can be in love with someone. You can love someone and and if you haven't experienced love and you don't understand it and you don't have the tools to move forward, then you're gonna have complications, period. And if you can either address it or you can pretend until it blows up at some point. And, you know, for us, we chose to fight for our love, for our family, to give our kids a different outcome. You see, you know, to break that cycle.
Some very nice words from Jay-Z. Be sure to buy your tickets now. The only availability in California is for the Santa Clara show, September 29th. Balenciaga, Dior, Schiaparelli, and now Hubert di Givenchy, another amazing artist gone. Well known for his Breakfast at Tiffany's costume design, Givenchy has passed away at the age of 91. The icon has dressed thousands of stars since the starting of the House of Givenchy in 1952, an icon that will be greatly missed. Bruno Mars has found himself in a cultural appropriation battle. Cultural appropriation is when one takes or uses things from another culture that isn't their own. The reports are saying the star is known for singing R&B, soul, funk, and hip-hop, and that these are traditionally African-American genres. The music community has come together to defend him, asking the individuals accusing him of cultural appropriation, what music would you suggest he sing? Bruno Mars has made it apparent he is not faking being African American for lucrative purposes. He just enjoys singing different genres and has been inspired by all of them. We are all hoping for the best in this cultural dispute. I'm Mel Martinez for Entertainment. See you next time.
Thanks, Elle. Who doesn't love a good old fashioned corn dog? The tasty treat has invaded San Francisco. Christian Solorzano has more on this story.
Unless you're at a fair, it's hard to find a good authentic corn dog. But once a year, the Great Corn Dog Festival comes to San Francisco to give corn dog lovers a delicious experience like no other. The Soma Street Food Park is known for putting on events. And when it's that time of the year to host their corn dog event, the masses come out in full, ready to have a good time. From the different types of corn dogs you can choose from, to the all-you-can-drink specials they have to offer. But it's the people that keeps it going.
I just really felt like the corn dog was really misunderstood, and so I felt like I would represent it well.
And how often do you get to disguise a corn dog? But at a corn dog festival, all your corn dog dreams come true.
So I entered this contest, pretty easy. They need more numbers, and I stepped up to the plate.
Although people came for the corn dogs, that's not all they received.
Cover band Steady Eddie and the Shakers are locals. So when it's time to put on a show, they do it in full force.
We got a hold on the, I want to say the food truck circuit. We do a lot of food truck events all around the city and the Bay Area.
For more information on the food park, visit SomaStreetFoodPark.com. In San Francisco, I'm Christian Solorzano for Urban Nights Update.
Well, that looks like a lot of fun. Sorry to have missed it. Well, that's it for this edition of Urban Nights Update. I'm Athena Smith.
And I'm Nikki Ma. For everyone here, thanks for joining us. See you back next time.